will like just pull the student up to the, when everyone's working on an assignment, the student will come up to the class. Sometimes if it's a more volatile kind of situation, you could go with Cynthia into the housing unit and talk to the student. Sometimes it's really simple. It's like you're going over the assignments with everyone. Hey, you're all doing great, Antonia, I need you to turn in that assignment number from last Wednesday or yesterday. Most of the students in San Bruno don't do homework. Do they?
More and more.
More and more, okay. So that's a shift, that's a gradual shift that's happening in Santa Rita. They all say they're doing homework, so that's great.
Well, that helps, because in the community sites, we're looking at transcripts, and they say, well, in jail I took algebra, but they didn't get the 5 units that they needed because of the attendance. See,
Right.
that's what I was asking.
And so sometimes, truth be told, we all make mistakes. So sometimes the teacher forgot to import the grade or the unit. So if you see something like that, and the student is insistent, trust the student and bring it to our attention. Okay, just like send it to us. We can always, it's 5 minutes to look, and it's worth the aggravation. That student's sure they did it. They're not, if they say like, I saw that packet before, they saw that packet before. They probably did the work. And we can pull the archive file and we can see, oh, it's half done or whatever. So this
somehow inadvertently it got checked to not show on transcript, and it doesn't show it.
But if they didn't have the attendance, then they would still need more algebra credit. So
Correct.
what would we give them in the community? The algebra packet?
Absolutely. If it's true that if they started something in the classroom but they weren't there for 3 days or more, then you would start them with wherever they left off in terms of the algebra. Where were they? And that's where you would pick up. And you guys are going to get into the weeds of that tomorrow a little bit. But this is interesting. This is kind of an example right here where actually we would want these 3 Fs to be imported because these students technically should have earned grades. So they may not be imported because the teacher might not have done the notice of failure. We'll get to the bottom of that later. Or the principal hasn't done it. So I'm going to import them. So literally, this one's not in. I'm going to click it, and it's in. But it's carrying the units over. So this is a great example because now I can go to edit grades. It's going to give you the whole page.
I'm just going to say the one exception to that I see a lot is if a student was only there 3 days, there's a good chance that the teacher, as a teacher, you're not really qualified yet, so they might have earned an F, but you didn't really have time to sit down and talk to them because they were there, they did one assignment, then the next day they were gone. So in that case, I usually just encourage teachers just don't import the grade and you leave a little note just saying not long enough because you didn't really have a chance to talk with them.
But you would want to put a note in that case. So you would enter that note here, and since we're in the teacher's record, if there was a note, we would see it. If I was looking at this from admin, I might not see that note, but I should be able to see it here. So now that I've edited, I've got the whole page, and I can clean up any errors that I made. This is the final step in importing your grades. So because this is an F, we're going to make this a 0. Same with this one. They don't get units if they get an F. And Cynthia will go back and do her magic with this later. The other time is if you teach, and this is important only for community teachers, if you teach a course that's a pass-fail course, like a low lit course, maybe an English lab or something like that, a math lab that's in that first category of the 3-tiered class that maybe is a pass-fail, the P does not import. So even though the button is there and it shows you the units in the P doesn't pop over. And that's by design because the P is not intended to calculate into GPA and all these things. So then in any classes like that, you'd have to go here and do that. And then save, again, with just one click on save, give it a minute to get there. So now you've imported all your grades, you've taken all your attendance, you've added your assignments, you've imported the grade book, you've looked at your student list. What else? Okay, let's just do, any questions on the teacher record?
There's a button I heard that you can push, it's newer, to see which packets they've done and what numbers they are. And I wish we got rid of
Thank you, that's
those.
perfect. Okay, so that's actually going to be in, sorry for the long delay. So this is really important, and you're going to talk more about this tomorrow for the independent study teachers. But if a student comes from another independent study teacher back to you and has been around for a minute, you're not going to be able to see where they were. And so you're going to go in the schedule. I'm trying to see if I can tell someone. Cynthia, you recognize any of these names? Didn't Fred Fred Black, didn't he do ISP too?
It's possible,
Oh,
but we
Bowler
finished
did,
at the
right?
corridor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So let's just see if it works.
yes, she did site-based and ISP. with
So
Laura.
under scheduled info, so we clicked in the student button into the schedule. And under that, you've got WPR history, and there isn't any. Let's try, let's go to maps. Beckhausen?
Amelia.
It might not be in this schedule though, that might be the problem. Okay, got it.
I wish they'd put the names too, because you're scrolling over and you can't see them.
You can see on your screen,
Oh.
but you can't see on your screen. Did I go to the wrong place? Sorry. Yeah, because I couldn't see, I went to the wrong place. Okay, you made your point. It's just, this screen is funky too, so it's just hard. It's this second one is the schedule. Schedule info, WPR history. Perfect, thank you, Viola. So, and this goes back, so any student that's had ISP, anyone that's had ISP, whatever year it shows, so it starts 2012 going up, the most recent is at the top. So you can see she took pre-algebra, decimal, unit 1, and she got 1 unit. Then she had a quarter of a unit for a math assessment, she did the orientation packet, and fractions 1. So if you were going to assign this student math lab or math class, you wouldn't want to reassign decimals or fractions. So you want to be really careful. So especially if it's something like a course like a key course like restorative justice or migration or world history 2 or something like that, you want to look, because you don't want to give them, just because they showed up today and they need 3 world history, you wouldn't start at world history 1, you'd start based on what they had already done. Now if they took world history at George Washington or Oakland Tech or whatever, you would just start them at world history 1, because you don't know what they took there. You can't possibly know. But we know internally we don't ever want to duplicate units. So if we assign them the same unit, we can't give them credit for that. And that's really obviously a burden to the student. So if we give the student restorative justice 1 twice, they get 1 unit of restorative justice English. And what happens to the other unit, Shanley? I just blanked. I think it goes to electives, or does it not go to anything? I can't even
I think
remember.
because it's the same unit.
They don't get anything.
Because it's the same thing they did twice, yeah. And so it's something that teachers need to check for, and then, but when a student is graduating, the manager, the supervisor checks for it, and once in a while, the reason we started checking for it is because I think Elise found someone in LA where teachers had assigned the unit, it was the same unit assigned twice, and so we had to go back and have this guy do 1 more credit. Because he had, yeah, so now we check for it before we can say that they're graduated, so.
I have a question. Do you have,
Yes.
what about grades? Do they need a minimum grade? Is it give Ds? Do they pass?
You can give
with
Ds,
D?
you can give D minuses.
And as far as their diploma, they just need to have, there's no particular GPA that they need as long as it's not F.
No, they don't need a GPA for the diploma, but if they have an F, it doesn't count towards those units, they'd have to repeat it.
Okay.
And somewhere in here, I know we put it in here, but I don't know where it is, it gives the scale of, the grading scale, what percentage is an A and what, I just can't remember where it is.
Earlier,
Did you see what you're
yeah, I just did 15 minutes ago.
Oh, I see, I just found it, 36, yeah. So, so we got through basically, we got through page 16 for the most part. For independent study teachers, 16 starts this thing called entering attendance. Oh, go
I
ahead.
just have a quick question
No,
about
please.
grades. Are the grades A through G, the courses A through G approved, can they get APC
No.
credit? Okay.
No, they're not A through G approved. We're working in that direction, but they're not. So we're not going for most of 99% of you that are summer school independent study teachers will not be responsible for entering your work progress report. But some of you will. And if this is your second rodeo, you might be required to.
Okay.
You're like doing them right here.
So it's included in here, and we have had teachers that are like, hey, I get this, I've done this kind of thing before, it's no big deal, I got this. totally fine, we welcome that, and you can work with your supervisor if you wanna do it, but sometimes that paperwork piece is so confusing for folks. We are gonna walk through exactly, because you're gonna do a paper version of that, so that then basically you're gonna hand that off to your supervisor who's gonna enter those grades for you. So, Viola,
Not you, Viola.
nice try. Viola's just coming back from finishing her doctorate program, so she already knows how to do it, so she's not off the hook.
So you said the button, seriously, is there a button now for ISP where it imports all the grades, or is
No.
it still one by one?
Click.
Arrow.
I did see a button, but there's one arrow now. Did you see that? That was pretty cool. I did see a button up here that says post grades, which I did.
Oh, so instead of 2 arrows, it's,
There's one.
so it's, but it's still each individual.
Yeah.
Oh, so let me walk you through that, because that's actually.
One arrow times a third
You just
grade.
can't hit import grades and it goes over.
No.
Right, so
Okay.
all summer school independent
So
study
we reduced
teachers,
it by a button, that's okay.
we have reduced it by a bunch of buttons, I'll tell you.
I'll take
We
that.
saved so many buttons, you have no idea. So no, that's not, that's on the
Ruins
list.
my fantasy.
Don't worry about that.
So, yeah, we've reduced buttons a lot. So every summer school independent study teacher will be responsible for importing your grades in units, but your supervisor, your principal will take care of entering the attendance.
And then, emailing the attendance at the end of the day.
Oh, thank you. And that is in here somewhere. So basically each day, I think it's in a weird place. Each day you will send an email. It's on page 41. Page 41 just talks about emails in general. This is a strange thing that's the culture of 5 Ps, is that we CC people a lot, and it's not out of, we're never tattling, it's never like, if the supervisor's on there, please don't ever feel nervous. It's just our way of passively receiving information. So you will send an email, and it kind of talks about that, like who things go to about what, and I think it says about, no, it doesn't say that, does it?
It does say attendance.
It does say the attendance?
That's the transcript I saw in here, and it says.
Oh, at the very bottom, the last thing on
Vera.
page 41, thanks.
Yeah.
So you're gonna send it to Vera, and you're gonna copy your supervisor and Alicia C. So all of our emails are Elise G, Patricia R, Alicia C. So you're just gonna copy, and that, because basically we have to report to the sheriff's department every day how many students we saw.
I had a question about work emails. Have people received those yet, or is that?
You absolutely should have. I'm kind of surprised by.
I did not, but I think you did, so maybe it's.
I got mine and had a lot of trouble with it, but it's gotten worked out now.
Well,
Okay.
he did say that something about my paper, maybe because in some of my paperwork, I just got an email that some of my paperwork wasn't there.
Okay, who does not have a work email yet?
Or Oasis.
You mean always?
Well, let's just do emails first. So we got
Okay.
Nan and Rose and,
Okay.
Yeah,
I emailed her.
Yeah.
okay, who does not have Oasis?
Did you get Nicole?
Nicole, yeah, I got Nicole, thank you. Oasis? Oh no, it's everybody, okay. So Nicole, Rose, and Nan, you don't have any of them.
Unless I missed something.
Whitney's in the restroom, but I don't believe she has it either.
For both or just Oasis? Okay, Nan, I got you. Rick, I got you. Ellen, I got you. I got you, Rachel. Emily, you don't have one?
I don't know what it's called.
Baruch, you don't have one? Susan? Katie, you don't have one? That's it? I got you, Nicole. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Helena and you don't have one? Do you remember your password?
Unless it never went away.
It probably will just reactivate you. So it's probably you're still in your same password, but if not, if you remember
We're
it.
gonna need it, yeah.
And great. Okay. So you'll have that in your email tomorrow. So for the 3 of you who do not have 5 Keys emails, we'll send it to your personal. And then that will be also the link to your 5 Keys.
I'm gonna go back to this attendance. I was taught it's only like 5 males, 3 females. We don't put the names of the students.
No. So you're going to send an email, and you're just going to put in it attendance for
Next step, learning.
next step. And you'll put 3F5M. It's totally fine. And there's no one in custody ISP, so right now. Yeah. So you're just going to list the site, your location, and the males and females that you have each day. And you're going to send that out preferably at the end of the day, because the list gets sent to the sheriff by 8:30 in the morning. So Yes. Cool. I don't believe we actually caught up. 5 minutes to spare. Is there anything we didn't talk about that you want to know about? Set me free, why don't you? Okay, guys. So thank you for all your attention and focus today. We are really excited to have you join the team, and we're looking forward to the summer with you all, and hopefully long after. So please, a couple of you are sticking around, but other than that, if we can see everybody back tomorrow at 8 we start, is that right? I don't have my thing.
Can you be sure that you recycling, water over here and make sure you try to gather your belongings?
Thank you. Absolutely. Yes, thank you. So we will clock you in and out today. Thank you. You're going to teach test. You want to go? Desi, Rick and Emily are going to join you in the conference room. In the conference room, is that cool? Yeah? Can you take Rick with you? I'm going to thank you. Okay.
And then I would say, Suzanne,
Can you stay around there?
I know.
Can I take part of one of these?
Sure, take whatever you want.
I am so hungry.
Take whatever you want.
Is there something I can do to help?
Yeah, let's help clean up this stuff. Let's get this stuff clear. Because a lot of this we're gonna keep for tomorrow. The only thing is we don't have a lot of refrigerators. Maybe I'll put that in the refrigerator.
Very little here. This might go better in a coffee cup if there's, you know what I mean?
There's not much. We probably put that out.
Well, actually, if you put it in a bowl, I can take care of the rest.
Oh, you want to give her a
basket? Go and take that.
This was fruit.
Yeah.
No, now it's not going away.
Yeah. That piece of it.
Cynthia, you're going to stick around with this?
There we go. Yeah. No.
All right.
Not the bowl. So, Mr. Rick.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I assume that's far away from where I am. I don't know.
You know, we have such a small refrigerator shed over there, but a lot of that stuff we keep until tomorrow.
So marketing, yeah, that's like, okay, yeah, I mean, I usually take it 280 south.
So at least one talk to me, so I'm gonna move.
Okay.
But it's not.
Yeah, this is trash. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
and it's within like, okay. Yeah, it's the same place. So my plan right now is,
I have a couple more bags too. Yeah, they have the janitor that comes in the morning. $0.
Dominic Charles is their last name.
Oh, that's the recycle. Oh, shit.
Number is 415.
Oh, man.
415
Oh, crap.
90.
Let me get a